My name is James Williams Jr., and this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. So, if you checked out the last video, you already know I'm in the suit. And let me break it down to you while I'm coming out of the suit. Well, maybe I'll just keep it on. Anyway, I had to keep it on because the belt. It wasn't something that was planned. The belt's on, so I forgot I got to take the belt off to get out of the uniform. So, as I said on my other video, it's kind of hard to have everything that you've ever wanted taken from you. It's kind of hard to manifest what your life goals were when your main life goal you can't really do. So a guy picked up a lady from work today in the jaunt bus, and we were talking about stuff, and I told him, most of the people like wrestlers and um, people who do physical stuff for a living, like skateboarders and stuff like that. There is nothing worse in the world than having a doctor tell you, you will never do this again. You will never, ever, ever, ever do this again. I didn't get that. I did not get that, okay? None of my doctors told me that I would never do Kung Fu again. They just suggested that I probably want to cut way the fuck back, as in cut back so far that you probably should not do it. But fuck that. Kung Fu is my life. Kung Fu has been good to me all my life. There are a few things in my life that I credit to keeping me out of trouble, and Kung Fu is on the top of that list. You would probably think that it would be comic books, but comic books probably only kept me alive because I could relate to damn near every X-Men that ever was, including the females. And I could relate to a lot of the X-Men because I was that outsider. I was that mutant in class that no one wanted to talk to. I had very few friends in school, and that was something that lasted from grade school to high school. And sometimes my race may have played a part in it because most people can't figure out what the hell I am. And that's cool. I don't judge people on that shit because racism is an underseen, underlying thing that, we'll get past it eventually, or the humanity will get past it eventually, or we'll all just be dead, so it doesn't really matter, and we can hang up the Andromeda Initiative. But having three doctors talk to me, and two of them say, you will never do Kung Fu again, and one of them saying, you will do Kung Fu again. I kind of want to go with that guy, because I'd rather die doing Kung Fu than live on my knees worrying about what I can't do. I can't do heavy lifting. I can't run. I'm not supposed to do Kung Fu, so I don't. And I can't go over 130 pounds, which I think I'm pretty much covered on that because I think I just made it to 125, but I haven't weighed myself yet. In fact, I'm going to do that tomorrow if I can find a scale. And I'll give you a video blog on that, providing that I haven't forgotten. And what I meant to say was I was going to do that later today since it's technically Friday. Now, the thing is, no one likes being told what they can't do. Unless it's like some moral complex, you can't break the law, you can't kill anyone, you can't rape anyone. Okay, that's cool. No one would ever really essentially go out and try to do anything that's stupid. And then again, there has been, because if there wasn't, it wouldn't be a crime. So, a lot of things that people are told that they can't do, most of it is because they have physical limitations, which I never had before I joined the Army and fell in that damn hole. I didn't get to serve the way I wanted to serve, because if I was still in the Army, I would be in the Army if I had it my way right now. Physically, I am never going to ever be back. Also, I don't know the exact word to look for the terminology, but my black ass is old. So at 43, there's no way in hell I'm going to get in unless they give me a job at training people in martial arts, which limits me to hand movements because I can't really use my foot. And in fact, the fact that I need a second hip surgery isn't going to help, you know. But if I go by my warrior ethos of always putting the mission first and never leaving an enemy behind without killing them, I'm sorry, that's not it. I always put the mission first and never leave a fallen comrade. I was just keeping you guys up to speed. Um, Martial arts has never been my enemy. It's been the only friend I've had through thick and thin. And it is not just my friend, it is a way of life for me. And if you ask any true martial artists, they'll tell you it is a way of life for them. A lot of us strive to do the right thing and strive for excellence in martial arts. And a lot of us just use it as a means to an end to beat people's ass. Alright? I'm kind of that line of gray. Because when I was younger, it was a means to an end to beat people's ass. In my defense, I am only 5'3.5". I'm the size of the average Vietnamese woman. So I better have something behind these motherfuckers right here and the feet in which I stand on. Now, other people get martial arts and they generally use to abuse their power. And that means that that martial artist must pretty much be dealt with on his level. I have sometimes wanted to sway in that way because sometimes, and as a street fighter as well as a martial arts, I'll be the first to tell you that sometimes you have to hit a person in the mouth just to shut them up or to get your point across. Is that right? No, it is not. But see, I know it's not right, so I try my best not to do it. But the urge to do it is always there. And if I told you that it wasn't, I would be lying through my teeth. There are many people that I would love to punch in the mouth. There are many people I would love to kick their face clean off. The problem is, you have to weigh the pros and cons. If I don't do it, I keep my freedom. If I do it, I lose everything. So if it's not in a script and I'm not making a movie, then it's most likely that I'm going to keep my feet out of the air and away from people's faces. Will Smith did a song about the Wild Wild West, and it said, "Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't want to see my hand where my hip be at." And I did a readaptation of that, or a remix or whatever. I didn't like make it a song or whatever, but mine was "Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't want to see my foot where your face be at." And that's pretty much, that was my thing. I kick higher than all the rest. At 5'3", I've had to learn the limitations that I have. And before this hip replacement, don't get it twisted, I've never had limitations. And now that I have a limitation, it is not the same. But also, when doctors are telling you back and forth, left and right, upside down and sideways, that you would probably be better off not doing martial arts. And I had to look at that doctor and say, "Hey fella," or "ma'am," because one was a man and one was a woman, the ones that told me not to. And unfortunately, they were not people of color, where the Asian doctor said, "Hell yeah, you'll do Kung Fu again." And not because I want to be Asian, because Native Americans are partially known to be Asian. In case you guys didn't do your history, Native Americans are all the way Asian. Let's just stop sugarcoating that shit. I'm part Native American, I'm also part black, and I'm also part white. So, my story is simple. I went with the Asian doctor for the simple fact that he's with me on this Kung Fu thing. Now, my other doctor, the one that sees me here, she didn't have a comment either way. But before the surgery, the two doctors and the therapist were like, you could probably do it again. And then the two that were definitely against it were like, "No, you can't really do it again. You probably shouldn't do it again. Because, we don't know how sturdy the hip is. And if anything, you won't be doing wushu. That's for damn sure." And like, "But wushu has the best moves." And they're like, "Yeah, you're not going to do any wushu, son. You might want to keep it the basics." And like, basics can win a fight. But at the same time, there's no dramatic flair there. You know what I mean? If you see some of my old videos and just watch it for the Kung Fu stuff, you should probably enjoy them. I'm going to put up more videos eventually. I just got to figure out how to make this camera work, or get more ROM for my other Mac to get that stuff on, and I'll have to talk to Chris about that when I get a free moment. But yeah, it's been pretty difficult for the last 2 years. It's been really difficult, especially not being able to do Kung Fu, and fear of I'm going to have to break my hip to see if I can still do it. And I'm thinking about it real bad. I'm 43 years old, and like I told the doctor, look, I'm the smallest guy in the room. When I go into a room, I have the biggest bullseye right here on my chest. Yeah, I'm sure that's a star. But anyway, when you have the biggest bullseye on your chest, it's pretty much not an option that you don't fight back. So also at work today, I was talking to a young lady who was applying for a job as a banker. Again, I don't give out names when it's stuff that I don't really think people should know. These people who I'm talking about or talking to. I give out half names sometimes. Well, anyway, the young lady was talking about her references and stuff like that. And I know that she knows martial arts because I taught her a couple of moves when she was a little girl, or a younger girl, because I think she just turned like 18 or 19. But anyway, she was really young when I was teaching her anyway. So I told her to leave that off the reference book, and she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, let me tell you this. As a man, putting martial arts as my hobbies and my references has cost me a lot of job opportunities. So I kind of leave that off." And then I told her, as a woman, if you leave it off, you can surprise the people where you work at. They don't have to know that you know it until they need to know that you know it. But also, as a martial artist and a soldier and a man, you have to know when you can put it to good use. If there's more than one hostage in the room, you probably don't want to use this skill until you can get a clear moment, which could never come. And also, as a man, as a soldier, as a martial artist, no one knows how they're going to act in a crisis situation until it's actually ahead of them. Because a lot of people like to think that they're going to be calm, cool, collected, or a lot of people think that they're going to be a badass. And 9 times out of 10, that ain't how that shit works out. So, you have to be real careful what your selected target. You also have to look at everything in the room, and you have to manage to find a way to not get everyone killed when you swallow your OD on bowl and hero pills. There's a time to be a hero, and there's a time not to be a hero. If the guy's got you and there's no one else that can be hurt, okay, defend yourself as best you can without getting killed. But if there's like 20 people in the room and there's 2 hostage takers, you probably don't want to take a chance of putting anybody's life in danger. You know, if you can get one of them by themselves and take them out, then do that. If you can't seem to break their formation, then it's probably not a good idea to take anybody on, because so many things can go wrong when one person sees you doing something and they don't have any experience and totally fuck up the plan. And then all it takes is one, and one fuck up can be all she wrote for a lot of dead bodies. So you want to try to comply as best you can. Now, in the event for you young ladies that this is about to become a rape situation, take action. If they're going to rape you and kill you, then you might as well make them kill you before they rape you. And I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit harsh, but I keep it real here, and I tell the truth. So, I would say fight as best you can to prevent from being raped. And if you don't know how to fight, then survive. And I'm not saying, you didn't give in willingly, but if the guy's got a gun or a knife to your head or your throat, it's probably best that you just let him have his way so that he can walk away. Because you just never know. And like I said, all it takes is one bad move and everybody can be dead. So, you have to pick and choose your battles. This is a battle that I don't intend to lose, because I don't believe in the no-win scenario. I will do Kung Fu again. I have no idea when. I have no idea how. But I'm going to do Kung Fu again, or I'm going to die trying. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm James Williams Jr., and this is 13 minutes and 25 seconds of your life that you just can't get back. Kind of like that presidency thing. Be seeing ya.